Hello, everyone. I think it says that I am live, which is very, very exciting. I'm just going to make sure everything's closed. Woo! Well, we are having a few technical issues, but I think we are working now. I really, really hope that our other guests can join. Everyone's having issues, and I checked this like 100 times, but this is my first time going live on YouTube and my first time having guests and my first time using this streaming service. So it's all a bit stressful, but thank you so much for coming. I think I see that there's 86 people watching already. That's amazing. I've seen so many different comments. Thank you so much for joining. I see people from Germany, San Francisco, Sweden, from the Basque Country, wow, Argentina, the UK, Dublin, Pennsylvania, Spain, Minnesota, the UK, Australia. Oh my God, I can't believe you're awake, Sylvia. It's like 2 in the morning for you. Krakow, MN, is that Minnesota? Manila, wow, Philadelphia, Germany, Berlin, Stockholm, New York. Wow, please keep introducing yourselves. The moment that you introduce yourselves and use the chat, then we'll be able to pick you for the first prize of the day. Oh, someone from Portugal in South Africa. Oh my God, that's so cool. So yes, please introduce yourselves. Tell us where you're connecting from, and thank you again so much for coming. The response to this cal has been incredible. I am blown out of my mind. Like, I just can't believe how many of you wanna take part of this. I love my Vesuvius tee. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. It's so much fun to wear, and it's really easy to make, which is the best part, but also enjoyable. You know, it keeps you kind of interested. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, let's see. We have someone else from Ohio. I think I saw, yeah, from Malaysia. That's amazing. Wow, thank you so much. Sylvia, she says, I could not have missed the chain party. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Sylvia's connecting from Australia, and yeah, I think it's like 2 in the morning over there. So I am very impressed. Thank you so much. From Frankfurt, Germany, from the Netherlands. Wow, thank you so much. So today I have a bit of a plan for what we're supposed to happen, but I'm not sure it's going to happen because our guests aren't able to sign up, and that is an issue. But let me see what I can do. It says for some reason that I don't have any more space for guests. Oh yeah, I have someone in the queue, love. Can you help me figure this out, please? Sorry, my husband's here over here trying to help me out with all the technical issues. And we will see how that goes. Whoop. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, so just give me a second. I'm gonna do something real quick to see if I can fix this issue. And then we should be just fine, I hope. Okay. All right, just a second. So
do the volume for them.
how? Show on stream. Yeah, I can do the volume, but it doesn't seem to do anything. All right, it's coming. It's coming. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see me or not, but if you can, I apologize. All right. Okay. All right. I think this should work to have all of my guests now. Okay. All right. Now, Ceci should be able to sign in now. All right. Ah, there she is. Yay! Okay. Oh my god, it's working! Thank you guys. Okay. Well, yay! We are on. It's happening. Thank you so much for coming. Now we can get started. So yeah, wow. Oh, someone from Pamplona and from the Netherlands again. Wow, thank you so much for coming. So yeah, I was telling you about Vesuvius. I'm really happy with this design, and I just cannot believe the response. I think I had at the end almost 1,200 signups to the email list, and that is not including my regular newsletters, because I told my regular newsletters, please don't worry about signing up. You will get all the information anyway. So they didn't even sign up, and this is all new people from all over the world interested in making this t-shirt, and I'm just blown away by your response and your love and your messages and your sharing. And so thank you so much for coming. I am so impressed and so happy and so honored. Okay, so someone is saying there was an Edna project. I'm just looking through the chat, by the way. I'm going to try to do both at the same time. There was an Edna project that she did a different color yoke on the front. How do you think that would be in this pattern? Okay, so I've been hearing lots of questions about combining colors. I don't know if you guys went through the lookbook, but there's quite a few people that combined colors and did edges in a different color, did stripes, and you can do whatever you want with this one. Just remember it's worked top down. So in the back is worked first, and then the front of the body. So you'll want to be doing that, and then the bottom of the body. So as long as you kind of plan your colors in that order, if you have enough for one side and then the other side and then join and then the back, then you should be all right to do that. All right, so we're going to start with our first guest. Oh, Cecilia just went away for a second. We're going to start with our first guest. Her name is Ceci. She is one of my favorite designers in the whole wide world and one of my favorite people as well. If you don't know Cecilia, she is Mama DIY Patterns on Instagram, and she has a website. She has a wonderful club that she keeps with her wonderful knitters and crocheters in Spain and all over the world, really. She's super talented, and she's actually working on a design of her own using Suave. So I wanted to invite her over, even though she's so busy at the moment. She's working, she has children on holiday, and she's on camping and whatever, but she's here to tell us about it. So I'm just going to invite her over. All right. Ceci,
hello, everybody.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. It's so
I
weird
can't hear you.
Yes.
And I'm not sure why.
Can you hear me?
No.
Can everybody hear me?
Can anybody hear Ceci, or is it me?
I'm talking. Let me say.
I can hear you, or is it me?
Everybody can hear me.
Is there any way you can turn up your volume?
Yes.
Yeah,
Everybody
says. Hear her. Okay, so it is probably me. That's the problem. Which, yeah, that would make sense, of course, because that's always how it works, isn't it? All right, give me a second. Let me just put my headphones in so that maybe I can hear you that way. We can hear you. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it is me, isn't it? Bluetooth system. Okay. Well, Ceci, while I figure this out, would you mind telling everyone about yourself? Tell us what it is that you do, and and why is it that you're one of my favorite people?
Oh my God. It's very weird for me to be speaking with you in English because we both are Latins, so we speak between us in Spanish, and it's very weird for me to be speaking with Sandra in English. So hello, my name is Cecilia Lozada. I was born in Argentina and now I'm living in Spain, and Sandra is a very good friend of mine. So I love her Vesuvius. I love it. And I will make one for me. I didn't receive yet the Mayars, but I have Suave from before. And for me, I want this color so you can see it. And let me be sure I can hear Cecilia. Okay. So, oops. She goes away. I hope. Okay, let me see if we are alive. Are we alive? Yes, I'm alone. I'm alone in Sandra's channel. So we will wait for Sandra. So maybe you want to make some questions about Vesuvius and about the colors of Suave yarn from Pasquale. That it's a lovely yarn with cotton, and I hope you like it. You will love it. I'm sure that you will love this yarn, and I used this yarn for several designs. So I use it for crochet, for knitting, and I know that Sandra chose this yarn because it's very, very fresh for summer. And I think that also for crochet, for knitwear in crochet, I think it's beautiful. Your accent is musical. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I don't know what happened with Sandra. I feel like I am a thief in her channel. So we will.
Hi. I'm so sorry, guys. I kicked everyone out and everything ended, and then we're back. I don't even know if we're live. I don't know if it's happening. Yeah. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're up.
I hear myself on this. It's awful. Okay, well, we'll have to figure it out. um. All right. Oh my God. Okay, I feel like I want to cry, guys. I'm so sorry. So I feel like the last few weeks has been very stressful. Like I've had the Secret Garden pattern release, and then I had to get everything ready for this, and then we Maggie got chicken pox, and it was her birthday, and we had to cancel everything, and I've just been like kind of like catching up. It feels like the whole week has been me trying to catch up with like myself. And seriously, today I woke up just so tired. Just like I can't do this life anymore. But I am so excited to be here. Sophie, don't make me cry, please. Sorry. Sorry, Ceci. Come back up. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can hear you in my ear. Good.
Hello.
Ceci, I heard that you told us about working with Suave and what you like about it. Yeah.
Yes, I was showing the girls when you were not here. I was showing the girls some colors that I have at home because I'm waiting for my Suave to crochet my Vesuvius. And I have this one for other projects I make before, and I think that they are beautiful. For this Vesuvius, I think, I don't know, I'm not sure yet, that I will use this one. But natural also, I
Yeah.
love a lot.
I really like the yellow one.
Yes.
Is that the pink one that you have in your hand? Sorry, it's a bit delayed, so we're gonna have to have a bit of a figure out.
Yes.
Oh no, that's like the burgundy, right?
Yes, this is like Burdeos or something like that. It's beautiful also, this color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is. It is. I saw it live when we were in Madrid last time I was there, and it looked so pretty.
Yes, yes.
The
Even
one I
if you,
really wanted was the bright pink one, though.
yes, even if you have a dark
Sorry.
skin or light skin, I think that it's great for both different skins. I think it's great. It's a very good color. I love it. And I think also that it's very like I don't know, like sexy, maybe. It's a sexy color. Woo.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you. I really like it. Um, so Buddy was saying that Pasquale is a very lightweight and it's a dream to wear. How do you feel about that, Cecilia?
Ooh, I made last month. I was knitting a t-shirt with 2 needles, and
Mm-hmm.
I used to make with 200 grams of fingering in merino, but with suave I only use 75 grams because it's very very light. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a it's like a cloud, but it's also very strong, and that's a thing that it was for me very very impressive because you see, you think that it will broke,
Mm-hmm.
but no 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 no, it's very very strong. You see, it's strong.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you. My whole t-shirt weighs like less than 200 grams.
Yes.
And I've made a big size, it's oversized. And, normally it would weigh at least 400. And yeah, I'm very, very impressed. And the drape that you get with it is amazing. And I really did think it was going to be hard to work with because the first time I saw it, I remember holding it and thinking, this is not yarn. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It just looks so fluffy and just it doesn't look like it's gonna work out. But then I was like, wow, it does. It looks amazing and it feels great to work with, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And I think that also in when you dress it, when you dress your blouse, I think that you will not feel that you have something on your body because
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very beautiful. I think that there was a girl
Yeah, I agree. Well,
who
thank
was
you so much, Ceci.
see, I think that
Uh-huh.
there was a girl who was asking how
So
we
tell me.
sorry, there was a girl who was asking how we block or wash this yarn.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I did see that. I was gonna address that one actually. How did you do it? Because I was very much liberal about it. I gave it a very nice wet block, and then I even put it in the dryer for a bit because I was in a hurry to go and do the photo shoot. So, what did you do with yours?
With mine, I always, I'm very, I like to always wash by hand all the clothes that I need or I crochet for myself, because I think that when you take so much time to crochet or knit something, I think that if you make that care also
Mm-hmm.
when life pass, I think that there will be, you will have that cloth more time in your life. So I think that's the reason for why I always wash by hand all my clothes. And then I just use the Pasquali Filati Naturali soap also, and it's very good.
Oh, really? I didn't know about it. Sorry, it's the delay. I'm like
Yes.
listening to you over here, but you're right in front of me. Yeah, no, I didn't know about it. But yeah, I totally understand the whole like wanting to take care of your clothes, and I agree. Like it's so important. We put so much love into these garments. Like it's worth it taking care of them. But at the same time, you want a yarn that's able to like, stand up to a bit of not roughness, but like just strong.
Hmm.
And I think this is pretty good for that.
Yes, yes. It's just that it's something about me. I like also even the acrylic yarns to wash by hand. I don't know. I have that that thing in my head that
Yeah, I get it. Well, you've done so much love to it, right? You gotta take care of it.
yes.
Now someone says, I find Pasquale very fuzzy. Good thing I order an alternative yarn. Now, I totally get it because at the beginning I felt the same about it. But when it finished, it just doesn't really feel fussy at all. What
Hmm.
do you think?
I think that I don't know. I think that it was great for me. I don't think that it's fussy. Mm-mm.
Excellent. Well, Ceci, thank you so much. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Paloma before we go and about your Cal in case there's any knitters here that would like to join?
I don't know. I just published this week. I published this pattern is for knitters. It's the Paloma t-shirt. It's also made with Pasquale, as you can see. And I don't know if you want to participate in this call. It's just that the call is in Spanish, but very soon there will be the pattern also in English. So maybe next week or the next week.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ceci, for joining us. I know you have a very busy life, so I really appreciate you coming here.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much for everybody. Thank you, Sandra. And I know that Vesuvius, everybody will be dressed by your Vesuvius. And I think that everybody will love this pattern because Sandra, it's a great designer.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it coming from you, especially. All right. Love
Bye
you lots.
bye.
Talk to you soon. All right. Well, that was Ceci. Yeah, if you guys don't know who Ceci is, you should definitely check her out because her work is amazing. And I really appreciate if the delay is very annoying. I'm trying to like listen to her from the YouTube channel on my ear and talk to her while I'm looking at her, and it's really awkward. And it might be even more awkward when we have our next guests, which are two of them. But you know what? We're gonna figure it out. I know we're gonna figure it out. Someone asked, I think it was Diane, about finding Suave on in the States. Now, if you go to my website on the Vesuvius Cal website page, at the very bottom, I have alternative yarns, and I also have stockists for Suave all over the world. And there are a few in the United States, and I think some people were able to get it from there. If you were in Europe, there's a place that's even selling cows, but kits. But yeah, if you're looking for somewhere else in the world, definitely check out that list. There's links to most of the shops there, and I'm sure you're gonna find something that's close to you that stocks Suave. Now I saw another question in the chat somewhere that was asking about umber yarn. Oh, it says I checked out the retailers on her list, but many of them are already out of stock. I can't believe that. I mean, I would believe that because I don't think it's one of those yarns that people would search for unless they knew about it. And given how many people are joining this cal and how many of you are using Suave, I'm not surprised, to be honest, that they are out of stock. So I'm really, really sorry if that's the case. But if it is, and if you really are interested in trying, I'm sure that Pasquale would ship to you. I don't know about timings because they are in Germany, so it is quite far for it to go. But yeah, maybe that is the best option. But yeah, thank you so much for commenting. Someone was asking about Pasquale in blush. I saw this color and it is so beautiful. If you guys haven't checked out their colors on their website, they are so, so beautiful and I'm in love with all of them. But I really wanted to do the bright pink, like the pink of this little header thingy right here, like that kind of pink. And they were out of stock. I'm so, so sad. So I've gone for this guy over here, which is like a bright red. I mean, I think the color's pretty accurate on the screen, but it's a little bit almost darker. Like this looks a bit too like intense on the screen. So it's just a really, really perfect red. I don't know about my skin in it. I didn't really think about it. I just thought red. So we'll see. Okay, before we go into our next guest, we're going to answer this one more question. And it says, I find the Suave fuzzy and working the single crochet into the starting chain is tricky. Is it possible to start the Vesuvius T with a foundation single crochet instead? Yes, you can. The only problem with that is that so you have your chain and you have the very, very first row has increases, which means that the chain will be smaller than the first row of stitches. So you should have 2 stitches more than the foundation chain. But if you start with a foundation single crochet instead, you would have to do the increased stitches included into them, and you're going to miss that angle that those single crochets create. And also when you join it around, you're gonna have that much extra space on the side. So it's not ideal. Also, chains are not very elastic, while foundation single crochets are, which usually is better to have an elastic base to a stitch. But in this case, because we're talking about the neckline, if you have too much elasticity, it's already quite a wide neckline. Your neckline might become even more wider. So I don't know if you really want to do that. But if you really need to, fine. The only thing I can tell you is that it's one row. It's one row where you're gonna struggle, and then after that, you're gonna I'm sure you're gonna be okay with it. I know it's hard at the beginning because it's fuzzy and because it's a texture that we're not used to using. I felt the same way, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. I think you'll like it. I hope so. Now, okay, I have other questions. Sorry, Holly and Kelly, I am waiting for you. Let me just go through the questions and then we'll have you over. Okay. Thank you guys for asking questions. Okay, here, this one says, I am doing a bright pink color dragon fruit. It's ritual dice undine or undine. I'm not sure how to say that word. But yes, undine or undine is a great option, and I am dying to try it because it looks so nice. And that dragon fruit color, I've seen it. I think it's the same one that Park Knits used in her latest design, which is this like beautiful pink, and it looks amazing. So I'm very, very jealous, Brianne. I'm sure you're gonna love it. There was another question over here. Are you going to show us how to do the armhole shaping at back and neckline shaping along the way? No, I am not, Len. So this is going to be our only live, and then we will have a masterclass on the edgings. And the reason why I'm not going to do it because the stitches are actually really basic. There's nothing complicated about them. It's just increasing at the beginning of the row or increasing at the end of the row. And the way you increase is you do 2 stitches in the last stitch or the first stitch, or 3 stitches in the first or the last stitch. Like, there's nothing complicated about it. I know it might seem complicated because you are shaping a garment and it's more basic than a starting, beginner's thing to do. But if you take your time and if you can do the stitches, you can do the increases. So I am sure you'll be fine. But as always, I am here to help. So if you want to email me any questions, I am happy to help you, okay? All right, we're going to move on to our guests, and someone who was asking about using an ombre yarn, which is great because Holly Ann has expertise using ombre yarn. So I'm going to welcome them. Let me just pop you up here. Oh, the other way around. How can I change you around? I don't know. Drag to reorder. There you go.
Can you
okay, hear me all right?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Well, I can hear you on my ear through the YouTube channel, so it's a little bit of a delay again. So you have to be a little bit patient, okay? If you say something and I don't say anything right away, just give me a few seconds. So, first of all, guys, I need to know, where are you from? Mother, daughter. I had no idea. You guys look like you could be sisters. And yeah, why are you so into testing and crocheting, and like how do you find time to make all of these things? So yeah, 3 questions in one. Go for it.
Northwest Indiana, 30 miles from Chicago, and we started crocheting like 10 years ago, the same time.
Yeah.
And
She started first and then insisted that I try. We're both addicted to it.
I love that. Maggie keeps telling me that I need to teach her how to crochet, and she's only 4 and can barely hold a pencil. So it's not really the right time, but she's like really insistent. So we'll see.
Yeah, I had my 4 little cousins all under the age of 8 wanting to learn, and that was kind of a pain to do. They didn't get very far.
Well, I bet, and especially when they see you making all these things, I bet it's quite fun for them.
Yeah. And then they want to make, the stuffed animals and little things that they like.
Oh, that's so cute. So Julian, oh sorry, let me put your text, your title, so that people can see you guys properly. So Julian, tell me, you made the ombre yarn. How
Yep.
did you organize your colors? Did you do any cutting and moving around, or did you just work with the yarn as it was coming out?
I did do a lot of cutting and trying to plan out how I wanted my stripes, which is kind of a pain to do because it's so hard to tell how much there actually is. So I had actually done where I separated some of the colors and weighed them so I can get a better idea of, how it's going to stripe and how much I used for, like, say, 4 rows of it. That way I
Did you? Wow.
Yes. I can never make things easy.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I've never actually used ombre yarn, and it's one of those things that I love the look of it. It looks amazing, but it just sounds so challenging to like organize your colors the way they are.
Yeah, it is kind of a pain, but once you have the first few rows and you can kind of calculate how much it's using, it is a lot easier to figure out making the whole thing. I ended up using the entire ball of yarn. It was the perfect amount for the shirt.
Okay, all right. Really?
Yeah.
What yarn did you use, just so that people know?
Secret Treasures cotton cake yarn. Where did you get that? I don't think you can buy it anymore. Might be
Nice.
But there are other ones.
Thank you. Okay, so someone's asking, that way you guys can give each other appropriate crochet gifts. Now, do you give each other crochet gifts, or is that like, why would you do this if I can make this myself?
oh no, it's always we get each other yarn.
Yeah. Or I make her purses.
Yeah, the mochila bags.
Aw. Oh, that's nice. I'm so sorry for the delay, by the way. I hear you, I see your mouths moving and I can't hear you, and it's really frustrating. But you guys are being very patient. I appreciate it. Yes, yarn is definitely a very good present. I remember my husband once gave me a yarn dyeing kit, which was a really good gift, and I was like, you are learning, my love. Okay.
Suggestion for people making the Vesuvius. You'll save yourself a lot of time if you do after doing the cluster rows, when you're doing your single rows, make sure you count each single row to make sure you don't lose any stitches. Because sometimes it's easy to lose stitches after the cluster row.
Thank you. That's a very good advice, Kelly. I've realized, yes, I've realized that my corner stitches, especially with single crochet, kind of get lost. So also having a marker on those first stitches has really helped me not lose them, because I pretend that I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I'm going. And then suddenly when you do the cluster row, you're like, oh, they don't fit again.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they fit? Okay. Now there is a question here for you. Sophie says, do you have your projects on Ravelry?
Yeah, we do.
Do you keep very good notes on your projects, or are you kind of like, meh, just post the end of it?
Yeah, I don't really post any information on there, just what yarn I used, how much. That's about it. Just what's
Yeah.
required.
Well, I think that's the helpful part about having the lookbook these days, isn't it? Like, I think, to me at least, as a designer, it's really helped me keep track of people, like the testers that have made my garments, and like what kind of modifications they made, what yarn they use, because it's so easy to forget. And then people will ask you about a tester, and you're like, I don't know. But also, testers, it must be hard for you guys to remember all this information, because tell me right now, how many projects are you working on?
You don't even want to know. I've done so many tests this past month. It's crazy.
I really do.
Not going to do any more, and then I just, oh, that one looks. I'll apply for that one. Or you don't think you're gonna, get picked for all of them that you apply for, and then you do. So I had 5 at once.
Yeah.
And now I'm working on a
I
few
bet.
sites.
Well, I'm always so impressed by testers. Wow, that's crazy. Like, I'm working on like 3-4 projects at the moment, and I find it stressful, and I don't have to give feedback to anyone.
Oh.
You know, I only have to take notes, but still.
Yeah, I'm only doing one test right now, so not that difficult. Not that stressful.
That's good. I bet that lightens the load a little bit. So someone asked, you are wearing your Vesuvius now, right?
Yep.
Okay. Mind telling us a little bit about your favorite parts of the design, maybe some of the modifications you made, pockets, and lengthwise, is there something that you would do differently? Tell us about it. Holly-Ann, why don't you go first?
Well, I really like the faux I-cord edging, doing the back post singles, or no, the front, back post singles, making sure that you do the post, not loops. Because I almost caught myself doing the back loops instead of the back post, which is a pain in yarn like this, because it's single, like 8 strands of really thin yarn. I kept on losing them. But I love how the faux edging looks. And she suggested the pocket, and I had to put one.
Yeah, I didn't add mine yet.
And I love the rounded corners. Oh, wrong side.
There you go.
Yeah, I love the rounded.
They look so good. I really, really like them. I like the length of yours, actually, because it's not so cropped. I think mine's a bit excessively cropped, like the front, and it's so open, which was meant, sorry, I got really close to the microphone. Like, mine was meant to be ridiculously high, because I wanted to be like kind of like a beach cover up almost, like something that you could wear and it's almost like you're not wearing a proper t-shirt. But I know some people, like today I saw a post on Instagram and they're like, I didn't fall in love with sundress. It was too short and too wide. But then I saw the testers. I was like, fair enough, it's not for everyone. So that's the beauty of patterns like this, that you can just do whatever you want with it, right?
Yeah, I actually did mine exactly how you wrote it. The recommended 5-pair rows for the front and the what was it, 8-10 pair rows for the back. However it was written, I did it exactly as the pattern said.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
I normally make it a lot longer.
That's good to know. It looks good.
But this I like.
Cool. And how about you, Kelly? What did you do with yours?
I did the body an inch longer. Let's see. We're doing this mirror thing. An inch longer. That's one thing too that you should notice about the pattern. That under the arm parts, you can add length before the slit, or you can add more after the slit. So that's something to be aware of while you're making it. I did 1 inch longer before the slit, and then I did it as written for the rest.
Thank you. And someone's asking, what sizes did you guys make?
Mine is the extra large, and hers is the medium. And
thank you, guys.
Yes, they do.
Sorry. So, Kelly, you usually test for me and you usually make a size 5, but this is a more of an oversized design. Do you think you would go for a size 4 if you made it again to be a bit more form-fitting? Or are you happy with the loose garments?
I really like this one, especially it fits perfect in the arms. So, yeah, I wouldn't even try doing a smaller size.
Neither would I. This is just the type of shirt that you need oversized. It just fits with the look.
I totally agree. I am a huge fan of the oversized look. And to be honest, like people are very scared of the whole positive ease thing. They're like, it feels like too much, right? When you think about like 7 inches of space, but really it's just what you need compared to your body.
Yeah, it's not huge. It just feels comfortable.
Yeah, when you see 7 inches, you're imagining that it's going to be this majorly oversized, not going to fit. You're drowning in it out or garment, but it's really not.
Thank you so much, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking about your Vesuvius and your experience testing. Like I guys, I keep hearing my voice and it freaks me out. So, I just want people to know how much help you do have been in the time that I've been designing. I think you've probably tested at least 10, maybe even 15 of my designs. Do you think that's about accurate?
Yeah, if you look on my Instagram, which you're the reason I made an Instagram account so that I could test for you, my very first picture on there is of the secret garden tank, which I just tested the updated version. So yeah, we come full circle.
No. You just retested. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, one more question and then I'll let you go, okay? It says, did you both use the recommended hook size or did you have to go higher or lower?
I had to go just a quarter hook size smaller, so I did 3.25.
I used the 3.5 for mine, and it was perfect.
And do a gauge swatch. I know so many people say I don't do gauge swatches. Like, just do it. It'll save you a lot of time.
Yeah. Finding out after hours and hours of work that it's too small or too big. It's really not worth it.
I totally agree with you. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for coming. I really, really enjoyed your company. And thank you so much for telling us about your experience and showing off your lovely Vesuvius. And yes, thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to say to our viewers before you say goodbye?
Have fun making this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was fun finally be able to talk with you.
Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, okay? Goodbye. All right. Well, I think I can finally get rid of this because we don't have any further guests. But thank you so much for those that showed up. And wow, you guys are really, really participating, and I really appreciate that. I saw some questions that I would like to talk about before we go on to the main event, which is giving out the first prize of the day. So it says, okay, I struggle getting gauge in crochet. I'm primarily a knitter. So do you have any tips for getting consistent gauge for crochet? That's a difficult question. And Holly-Ann and Kelly, if you want to pitch in and just write on the chat what you think, go for it. But I don't know. I would say for me, it's about crocheting in the same kind of position body-wise and place-wise. Like, you know, if I crochet on the table, then on the sofa, and then standing up, for example, it gives me a slightly different gauge. So if I know that I'm struggling, I try to kind of be in the same position and make sure that I'm holding my hook in the right way. And just also the way I wrap my yarn really, really helps me. I don't know about you guys, if you have any other tips, anyone that's watching, but the way I kind of, oh, I can't do it without holding the yarn on this side. Hold on. I'll show you. So the way I hold my yarn is I kind of go around one time and then I hold my yarn there. And this helps me control the way that my yarn is being administered into my hook. And that really, really helps me keep a steady gauge throughout so that my tension doesn't get tighter suddenly and then looser suddenly. Let's say if there's any other advice. No, but yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. I'm sure everyone just kind of has different techniques that helps. And yeah, I think you just have to kind of keep working to be sure that you're comfortable with each stitch, and that's gonna make it easier to keep a steady gauge. Now, I find changing the materials. This is a very good advice actually. I find changing the material of the hook sometimes helps with getting different gauge, resin versus metal versus wood. I completely agree with this. I think that makes a massive difference for sure. Okay, I am consistently off with my swatch on this pattern. Too many stitches, but also not enough rows. Trying a smaller hook right now. Now, this is a very good question, and I've been asked many times about it. What's more important, if it's stitch gauge or row gauge? Now, most of the time, it's both. And obviously, stitch gauge will affect the width and row gauge will affect the length. However, for garments where I work top down, you can easily alterate the amount of rows worked. So if you're slightly short on rows, as long as your stitch gauge is correct, you can always add more length to your body or to your yoke to, you know, make up for that difference. Also, the weight of the garment, like if you're working with something with suave, there's not enough weight to pull it down, so it's not going to alter the shape of it after wearing it. But if you're wearing if you're using a heavier cotton or even a wool yarn, the same weight of the fabric will pull it downwards, and those rows that were shorter will extend. So a more authentic way of making a gauge swatch is actually a lot more complicated than we give it credit for. So for example, if you know how heavy your garment's going to be, okay, you know how many yards or meters you need, which means that you know how much weight that garment's going to have. The best way to do a gauge swatch is to you make your swatch and then you add that weight to your swatch. So you add the 100, 200 grams that your teacher is going to have to that swatch so that it stretches down. And that is going to show you more accurately the stretch in the rows after you finished it and after you wear it. Now that is complicated and maybe excessive. However, it is the best way of getting a more accurate representation of how your stitches are going to react. Another thing you can do if you don't want to add the weight to it, because sometimes, especially if it's wet, that might extend it way too much, what you can do is simply hang your swatch instead of lying it flat, and the same weight of the water on the swatch is going to extend it lengthwise, and that's going to show you more accurately how it's going to react to that weight of the garment being worn. Because it always happens to me that I think I have the right gauge, but the moment I have 400 grams on me, that weight pulls my rows and it just completely changes the gauge. So that is a much more accurate way of getting it. All right, 2 more questions, and then we're going to go for the prices, okay? It says, thank you, I made the Toroko as my first crochet garment. Wow, and my gauge changed a lot during the project. It still came out incredible. Melissa, I cannot believe you went for Toroko as your first crochet garment because that is one of the hardest crochet garments ever. It's made, for whoever doesn't know what the Toroko is, it's done with central single crochet, which is waistcoat stitch. So you need to work inside the single crochets every single time. And even though I love that stitch, it is beautiful, it can be a little bit stressful and difficult, especially if you're not used to working it. So I'm very impressed, Melissa. Well done. Okay, one more question. It says, I'm making size 1, and after reading the pattern, I noticed that it has more chain stitches and shine than size 2. Yes. So the reason that is because I needed to get the right amount of increases and the right amount of rows in the back in order to get the right amount of length. And it's a very complicated thing. It's not just, things don't just grow exponentially by size. So in order to have the right amount of stitches in the back and the right amount of rows in the back, I had to change slightly the neck. However, 1 or 2 stitches won't make enough difference to change, like to be like, oh, the one has a much wider neckline than a size 2. All right, so don't worry about 1 or 2 stitches, especially at this gauge. 1 or 2 stitches doesn't make that much of a difference. It does make a difference when you are talking about gauge. So if you are 1 stitch short and you are making a size 5, which has about 300 stitches in the body, if you are 1 stitch short in the gauge, that means that your stitches are too big. And if you are making 300 stitches and you need to have 22 instead of 21, that means that you're going to have about 2 inches extra in the body. And that's just quick math. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but it's a lot of difference, okay? And in the whole body when you're thinking about gauge wise. But if you're talking about single stitches at the back of the neck, it doesn't make much difference, Margarita. So don't worry, it is correct. All right. Well, exciting. This is going to be my first garment. Yay, the week crafter. That's exciting. I think there's this thing about doing garments that people think is so much harder than making like a blanket or a scarf or an amigurumi, where you actually work with the same exact stitches. So hopefully this will kind of take away that fear and yeah, help you go over that hurdle. All right, so let's talk about the gifts, right? Okay, I love the amount of detail you put into the patterns. Useful to hear the tester tips. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for listening to our wonderful testers and for looking at the pattern and for joining this Cal. I am so excited about this, and I'm very, very, very honored and just over the moon about the amount of participation that we have. Okay, so prices. We have, our price for today is going to be 7 balls. Let me just check. I have the right one. Yes, 7 balls of Suave by Pascali. So you get to choose your materials. If you, obviously you're not going to get it for this garment. So if you wanted to make a different garment using it, that would be excellent. If you wanted to make another Vesuvius with it, that would be excellent. You get to do whatever you want with that, and you can get to gift it if it's not for you, which is fine. The next prize that we are going to be given is by the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Chandy by Expression Fiber Arts. And it is the Limerence Hues kit. So this is actually 4 skeins of yarn in the most beautiful colors ever. If you've never seen Expression Fiber Arts colors, she has a talent for them and they are so beautiful. And this is half wool and half silk. Yeah, superwash merino and silk 50-50 in worsted weight yarn. So this would make the most beautiful scarf or shawl ever. Warm and just, it would be amazing. And then we have, let me just make sure I have $50 gift card to Ritual Dyes. They are located in the States. And we talked about their Undine or Undine yarn. I'll never know. But it is a mix of linen and cotton, I believe. So let me just show you their website a little bit. They have a cute little flower. And yeah, I think their work is amazing. They're really, really good with color as well. And this is their Undine. Again, Undine. I don't want to say it out loud because I feel silly saying it. But it is an amazing, well, it looks amazing. Cotton and linen are one of my favorite combinations, fingering weight yarn. And if any one of you is using it for this, I am very, very jealous. And then we have 100 Canadian dollars to the Frosted Stitch. The Frosted Stitch is located in Canada. It's just a one-woman operation, and she makes the most fun colors ever. Her latest collection was the Millennial collection, and they're just such intense colors that are amazing. And I am very, very jealous of whoever gets the £100, the $100 on this one. And then we also have 10 balls of paint box yarn, which is over here. That is 4-ply yarn. So for those of you who do amigurumi, this is great for amigurumis, but it's actually really good for garments as well. This is 100% cotton. It's not, I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually used it, but I've used paint box yarn before, and it's not the softest as in like light, but it's really, really durable, and it's very, very much wearable. So if any of you are using it, I think it's a great option to use for this garment, and it's one of the recommended ones. And finally, what else do we have? Oh yes, we also have 40 US dollars to We Crochet. We Crochet is one of our sponsors. I use them loads for my stuff, and yeah, their yarn is excellent. And I think $40 is a very, very generous gift. And finally, we will also have 2 memberships, full memberships to Plyful, which is my new company, I guess I want to say, that is starting in August. It's going to be a subscription program, and I am so excited to tell you more about it, but I'm not going to sell you on it now. I just want you to know that it is there, and you will hear more about it later. And it's going to be 2 full year memberships to Plyful, which is a huge gift, and I am so excited to give it to anyone. So yeah, let's do the first gift then. Today was the Suave by Pasquale. And the winner is, I have Carolyn Hansen. Carolyn Hansen, are you there? Hello, hello. Carolyn, can you comment, please? Hello, Carolyn Hansen, are you there? You have been selected to win 7 balls of Suave by Pasquale. Going once. Yay! There she is, Carolyn. So she's saying, wow, yay. So Carolyn, tell us, where are you connecting from, please? It's a bit awkward that I'm talking to you and we're like on chat, but anyway. Carolyn, tell us, where are you connecting from? And if you could please send me a quick email, sandra@nomadstitches.com, so I can get in touch and arrange you receiving your prize. That would be amazing, Carolyn. Thank you so much for connecting, and congratulations. She's in California in the US. Excellent. Thank you so much, Carolyn. And congratulations. This is a very, very exciting prize. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay still. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. I've tried really, really hard to make this happen, but I've learned a lot today. Anyway, thank you so much for connecting, guys. We have our winner for today, and I am so, so excited for this week. So this week we're going to be working on the top of the bag, which is the trapezoidal shape, and then the length of the back that finishes around where the sleeves are, but at the back. And then after that, you're going to work on one shoulder and then the other shoulder. Then it joins in the middle and you work until the length of the underarm. And then after that, you work on the body. So if you stick to the schedule that I've given, you should finish no problem by the end of the month. If you would choose to go rogue and go faster, I think I got a message today saying that they had already finished the whole back and like it released a few hours ago. So, you know, feel free to go at it and go at your own rhythm. If you have any issues accessing the links, please contact me and I'll be happy to send you all the information. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And Nicole, excited to hear about your new company. I'm excited to tell you about it, but I was very explicitly told not to sell you on things on the very first day. So today you are free to just enjoy this wonderful cow that we have planned. And please, please, please don't forget to write on your posts the hashtags. Let me just write them down so I don't forget. So we have hashtag, oh no, my keyboard's not working. Are you serious? Hashtag Vesuvius Crochet and hashtag Nomad Stitches Summer Cow. Oh. There you go. So please remember to use the hashtags whenever you are posting on Instagram. And there's the Facebook group as well that is just for you guys. I mean, it's so all my friends and fans and whatever, but this right now is all for this. So please feel free to do it. How will you be drawing prices for the future weeks? So it's going to be based, every week it's going to be based on the hashtag use. So I'm going to look through the hashtags and choose one person randomly. I will do my best to do it randomly. I will either ask my husband to do it or find a program to do it so I don't have to be involved in choosing a winner. Okay, I promise. And yeah, so that's how we're going to draw the weekly prices. And then the next time we have our masterclass, we will do it live just like today. Okay, so and the biggest prize is going to be at the end of the whole thing, so on week 4. And if you are late to start, do not worry. What is the main hashtag for this, Cal? Oh, let me give it to you again. It is, hold on. Here it is. So, no, let me hide the chat. So it's Vesuvius Cal. Yes, show me the chat. Goodness. Sorry, guys. This is stuck. There it is. So the hashtags are Vesuvius Cal and Nomad Stitches Summer Cal. Either one I will be looking at and I will be drawing prices from there. So please, please, please continue to post. 7 row pairs finished, Taylor. Excellent. I have someone finished 10 rows already. Wow, that's amazing. Sophie, post in stories. Stories are not permanent, so note stories. I mean, yes, share in stories. Go ahead, but I will not be able to see them, okay? So just posts are the only thing that are going to count, or reels as well, okay, if you want to. Any thoughts on making this as a long sleeve garment? Go for it. Yeah, why not? I mean, you can just continue working the sleeve. The what's it called? Underarm is a bit low, but not terribly low. It would be a nice little oversized sweater. So why not? All right, guys, I'm going to have to say goodbye now, but thank you again so much for signing up, and keep an eye out on your emails for future news, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.